This morning, the city of Ann Arbor is working to lower the level of PFAS in its water. Now, that's that dangerous chemical that has many wondering if the state's next water crisis is already here. 7 Action News reporter Matthew Smith is live for us in Ann Arbor this morning. And Matthew, what is the city doing to address this issue and how is it different?
Well, I think they're really just going above and beyond standards. And keep in mind, the standards have been changing. We've been hearing more and more about this. The bottom line is science is changing. So we're learning more about what has already been in our water for quite some time. And experts at water treatment plants like this are having to adapt to that science.
Fresh air, cold water.
It's a beautiful thing.
But if you're a fisherman like Paul Wilt, you better not eat what you catch.
I don't keep the fish, I release them anyways.
Because what you don't see in this water running through the Huron River are the chemicals that led to a do not eat advisory. Problem is, that same water ends up here at the City of Ann Arbor water treatment plant. As far back as 2014, they tested PFAS chemicals above 40 parts per trillion, but they've lowered it since then. So why are they adding new filters now? 26 that'll cost nearly $1 million when it's all said and done.
It's really important to us that the product we deliver meets the highest standards of quality.
Brian Steglitz, the plant manager, tells me they've been proactive. This water flowing here, chock full of carbon. It's similar to what you see in these tubes. It's capable of absorbing chemicals.
That's what happens with PFAS, is they stick to the surface.
Dropping PFAS levels even further because as science is evolving, demands for clean water are evolving with it.
We were just going to try to be as nimble enough that as we get new information and data, we'll respond accordingly.
And in this case, that means Ann Arbor is going above requirements. Of course, the real hope,
hopefully they'll get it cleaned up,
is to prevent PFAS from getting into the water in the first place, so that everyone, from fishermen like Wilt, or even you and I, can enjoy it.
So in the palm of my hand, you're actually taking a look at a couple grains of sand. And if I were to make this the equivalent of a part per trillion, have Mike zoom in here and see if you even see that. This is like what it would be like, parts per trillion. Hard to see those grains of sand, right? Except for I forgot to mention one thing. The water, the equivalent of finding that same size grain of sand, if it was going to be a part per trillion, would actually be 20 Olympic swimming pools. That's how far down they're able to see now, and that's why they're realizing this problem. That's why it's growing. We're hearing so much about it right now. Still a threat, but we're also now hearing questions about should the threat level actually be higher? Should we actually say even less PFAS in the water is a big deal? We're going to be talking about that side of the story coming up in our next hour, and also looking at some schools that do have trace amounts of PFAS in it, and what does that really mean? There's a debate going on right now. We'll talk about that at 6:30. For now, we're live in Ann Arbor. I'm Matthew Smith, 7 Action News.
A lot of people watching to see what happens here. Thank you, Matthew, for that live update.